His sword had never failed him. Not in all the battles he'd ever fought before. Not against the terrors in the village of Redcliffe, nor in the bowels of the earth along the deep roads fighting the horrendous creatures known as Darkspawn. His sword had never failed him. It seemed almost to be a magical gift, the warden thought. He and his sword were one. There was a sort of effortless symmetry between blade and man as they cut their way from foe to foe in a macabre ballet. His sword had never failed him. Not until today. Today, for the first time, his sword failed him. And it cost a good man his life. It had been several weeks since the armies of the Darkspawn had been defeated, the archdemon destroyed by the Grey Warden, and the blight eradicated from the scarred face of Ferelden. The new king, Alistair Theron, was busy organizing the rebuilding of his kingdom's ravaged lands. Bandits were rampantly preying upon the poor souls who managed to flee the blight before it destroyed their homes and towns. Alistair had dispatched the warden to the southeastern part of Ferelden, to a small village named Frost Creek. The bandits were especially active in that region, since it became a gathering point for refugees escaping the Darkspawn, some from as far away as the city of Denerim far to the north. Tents and small, hastily erected shacks littered the countryside just beyond the village. The smell coming from the many refugee camps was that of fear and hopelessness. The ground was trampled and muddy from the constant trodding of both beast and man. The village, once considered a quaint getaway haven for some of Ferelden's wealthiest nobles, was now nothing more than an infested slum. Conditions were far worse than any of the elven alienages that were in many of Ferelden's larger cities. The many hundred small fires burning in the camps began to cast a soft glow as night began to stretch its dark fingers across the land. There was an odd serenity to the scene, the warden thought as he sat on his sturdy wooden chair and looked out from his small cloth and leather tent. The sound of men walking in heavy armor towards his tent alerted the warden. 3 men by his count, 2 walking side by side and a third following slightly behind. The warden had spent the last several days without sleep, fighting what seemed to him like every bandit that ever rode upon Ferelden, but that was pale compared to the man who approached him now. The warden knew this was the final and unavoidable showdown he'd been regretting for several weeks.
I knew I'd find you sulking about in here,
Alistair said as he entered the tent, his 2 guards waiting outside. Your Majesty?
You know I hate it when you call me that. Maker's breath. I swear the only reason you put me on the throne was so you could torture me.
You know that isn't true, Alistair.
I know. But you have to admit that you do like it, though. The torturing me part, that is.
The warden looked up at Alistair and smiled. The man everyone else thought of as the King of Ferelden was the warden's most trusted friend and ally during the last dark months of the Blight. They had a special connection that few men ever understand. The kind of connection that only comes from facing death together on numerous occasions and always finding a way to come out the victor.
I only have a few moments. I just wanted to see if you were okay. I heard about what happened to Phineas.
Phineas was a good man.
It wasn't your fault, you know.
How, Alistair? How was it not my fault? You weren't there. I led the attack on the bandits' camp. It was my responsibility.
It was my mistake that cost Phineas his life.
True, I wasn't there, but I know you, and I know you are my most capable commander.
Alistair paused for a moment to consider his next words. Something that he had never been too particularly good at before, but prayed just this once he would get it right.
You've seen men fall in battle before, and Phineas is no different. He died protecting what he loved. He died a good death.
It doesn't feel the same.
I know you've been under a great deal of pressure. We all have. The Blight may be over, but our work is just beginning. We've got bandits and plague to contend with, as well as rebuilding villages all across Ferelden. Orzammar is requesting help to deal with yet another Darkspawn attack. They're making a push up through the deep roads. Then there's the little task of rebuilding the Grey Wardens.
I know, Alistair. I'll be all right. You know you'll have my best.
No, I won't have your best. I haven't had your best in some time. I thought that maybe you'd forget by now, that you would at least be better. I had hoped anyway. Don't you think I know that you scour the refugee camps and comb what's left of the town searching for something, anything, that might lead you to her?
The warden, of course, knew that Alistair was right. While he may have survived the final climatic clash with the archdemon, something inside him died that night as well. For it was not long after the battle that she left, just as promised, never to be seen or heard from again. And the warden had felt incomplete ever since. He had spent long hours searching for any morsel of information that might lead to her whereabouts, but time and again all he found was a cold trail. She had even given him an enchanted ring that created a link between them, but it rarely worked anymore. And even when it did, all he knew was that she was thinking of him, and maybe that she missed him. But he wasn't sure.
You know, I've done what I could to help you find her. We've searched the Korkari wilds for days and found nothing but Flemeth's abandoned hut. I've sent men out to hunt down even the smallest rumor or clue. But I can't do it anymore, Dwemer. I just don't have the men or the resources. They are desperately needed here.
I know. And your help is greatly appreciated, Alistair.
Look, your head hasn't been right since we drove the last of the Darkspawn from Denerim. I need you. People aren't looking to me as much as they are you. To them, you are a savior. The hero of Ferelden is what they call you. You give people hope when they think they haven't anything left at all. I need your help to rebuild Ferelden. We all do. She doesn't want to be found. She told you so herself. But that's something you'll never accept. I know that now, which is why I am removing you as head of my armies in the southeast. Ban Tylenari will be taking your place effective immediately.
What? Alistair, you can't be serious.
I am serious. We both know you're distracted, and I need your full focus now more than ever.
What are you saying, Alistair?
I never actually thought I'd find myself saying this. But go, my friend. Search for her. You're no good to me or anyone else like this. Go find Morrigan.
I can't do that. There is too much to be done here in Ferelden for me to just leave.
Tylenari is a good commander, and the men respect him. Far be it from me to tell anyone, especially you, what's right and wrong. But I know that you need to do this, even if you don't. We'll manage without you. Call it a repayment for your making me king.
You're never going to let me live that down, are you?
Never.